All right, it's morning of day 3. We're just about to head in. And tell me what you heard this morning at 5 o'clock, Dylan.
Oh, I got a location bugle at 5 o'clock. It was the thing that woke me up. It was like 4:48. No, 4:58. And I go, that's a location bugle. Didn't even need an alarm. It was amazing.
So it's hilarious. Everybody's keep telling us all, since we started planning for this hunt, the 10th, the bugle, the rut will kick off on the 10th. Woke up this morning, it's the 10th, got a bugle. So here we go. Okay, so we're at the location where we're going to spend the next day and a half, and now that we've calmed down a little bit from the hike in, I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown on what the game plan is for the rest of the day. So sit here, have a bite to eat to lunch, and then we're going to go down this ridge over here, walk all the way down to the end, bugling off the left and right sides as we go, and exploring all the little finger ridges. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing, but down over here. Walk all the way down to that lower ridge, and same thing, bugling to the left and the right as we go. And then what I'm really looking forward to is we've had pretty good luck with nighttime bugles, so I'm looking forward to actually being in the timber overnight. So if they do torch off at night, it could give us a play for tomorrow morning. So quick update. We're trying to find some water right now, and we hiked down from the top of the ridge, which we showed you earlier, and we got to a spot where we thought there was some water, but it was completely dried up. So we figured we'd just keep hiking, check out some other ridges, keep bugling. It is super quiet. As we were walking, we found some water. Take a look. When you're 6 miles deep, you take what you fucking get. All right, so made it all the way down on the one long ridge, and as usual, it took me longer than I thought it was gonna take me, and it's just dead as dead. Not hearing a peep and not seeing any sign. And normally on ridge tops like this, there's definitely more action than this. I've got some old prints to some old water holes and a couple of older piles of shit, but like nothing major at all. And it's so funny because the areas where we were, especially yesterday, but even the day before that, are not like, in my mind, what I would consider prime elk habitat. It's fucking elk all over the place. Where I am right now, like if you ask me to draw what my understanding of prime elk habitat would be, I'm standing in it right now. And there's no elk. And I shouldn't say that. There may be elk, but they're just not willing to talk. So for all intents and purposes, there's no elk. Like it's only day 3, tons of time to go, but this is when you start to get in your head. You start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt the outcome, you start to get a little panicky, a little depressed. It's hard to explain. Melancholic, maybe, might be the best word. I don't know. I find for me, those are the demons you got to put to bed when you come out here. Otherwise, they'll just eat you alive. So, stay focused. Stay on the task at hand. I'm gonna have a little break, have a little more food. I'm gonna hike back up and set up camp, and then we're gonna go down the other ridge. Rinse and repeat.
All right, Dylan, tell me a little bit about how the last 3 hours went for you.
So it was my first storm, windstorm, rainstorm, I don't know what it was, inside of a mega tarp. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the tarp. And we were warm and cozy, but yeah, it was for me, it was a test of mental toughness, and I'm glad we stuck it out because it's absolutely gorgeous right now. Absolutely gorgeous.
All right, storm's finally settled down to some degree, so we're just camping out inside the tent for the rest of the evening. It seems really bright in here, but the sun is actually just about to go down. It just happens to be over a ridge over there. Tried bugling a couple more times off the front of this ridge. It's just not happening, no love. So we're gonna sit down and have some dinner. On the menu tonight, we have Hungarian goulash and Indian red lentil stew. And Dylan has
Irish shepherd pie.
His favorite.
My favorite.
So we're gonna get cozy in here for the mega tarp for the night. The chilly weather is supposed to set in tomorrow, and anecdotally, that's supposed to set the elk off. So fingers crossed we get a dusting of snow and they decide to fire up in the morning. All right, morning day 4. We're just getting packed up. Crazy storm last night. Howling wind, pissing rain all night. Mega tarp held up fantastic. Slept pretty decent given the circumstances. Ran a new interesting test with my down quilt that I'll get into later, but that was very successful. Overall, pretty good night. Best we could hope for. Now, unfortunately, this is what has set in this morning. So, there's essentially no point in hunting here this morning. So we're packing up camp, we're gonna drop back down to the main lake, and then we're gonna hike in north. Again, we gotta make it to town this afternoon by 5:30 so we can hunt. We gotta be back at the truck for 3:30 to be safe. So we should still have a good 6 hours hunting once we get down to the main lake. So we're just gonna basically smash out the walk between here and then. So we'll do an update when we hit the main lake and see if we got any more action down there than we did up here. All right, the GoPro battery died 2 minutes after we left camp, and I was too fucking lazy to stop and change it. So we hiked all the way down to the main lake from camp. It took us about 2 hours, and now we're on our way up into a new location. Bugled our asses off, heard nothing. Bush is soaking wet, so not a whole lot to report for today. So we walked as far back as we have time to before we need to turn around and go to the truck. And we vlogged well over 20 miles between this basin and that other basin we went to yesterday. And we have not heard a single bugle and have not seen any reliable elk sign. And it appears as if there's a moose sign all over the place. And I thought it would be a bit too hilly for moose, but apparently not, because it definitely is. There's a lot of moose in here. We haven't seen any, but so just had a drink of water. We're going to turn around here, Goal is to get back to the truck for 3:30 so we can get to town for 5:30 so we can pick up the shipped in food that got sent up for us. So far, pretty quiet day 4. All right, made it back to the truck, safe and sound. Throw on a pair of Crocs, clean t-shirt, and head to town. Mission is get some hot food, nice hot shower, pick up the food they got shipped up, get in a good night's sleep, and then we're back on the road at the crack of dawn tomorrow morning to take advantage of day 5.